Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. I am here to give you the reasoning on why you being lonely is taken advantage of and why Americans suddenly stopped hanging out. Now, this article was given to us by Derek Thompson from The Atlantic, and I think it's really important and imperative to understand that no matter if you're winning or you're losing, whatever position that you're in, someone can take full advantage, and it's very happy for them to see you in that predicament. So let's just begin. I'm not going to read the whole article, but around this time, in the 1990s, you have an individual. His name is Robert Putnam. Robert Putnam, he's a sociologist. He wrote the book called Bowling Alone, and he gathered reams of statistical evidence to prove that America's penchant for starting and joining associations appeared to be in free fall. Book clubs and bowling leagues were going bust. Now, the thing is, as you can, read this article, etc., there are a myriad of factors. Technological progress being one of those factors. But it's important for you to understand that we're not getting the clear picture on why you just being whoever you want to be isn't necessarily good. All right, so let's just read parts of this article. All right. Putnam felt the first raindrops of an anti-social revolution in America. The downpour is fully here, and we're all getting washed away in the flood. From 2003 to 2022, American men reduced their average hours of face-to-face socializing by about 30%. For unmarried Americans, the decline was even bigger, more than 35%. For teenagers, 45%, boys and girls, 15-19, reduced their weekly social hangouts by more than 3 hours a week. In short, there's no statistical record of any other period in U.S. history when people have spent more time on their own. Now, let me ask you this question, right? You tell someone, hey, you know what? They need to be self-reliant. They need to be individualists, right? What exactly are you saying? You just need to pen by yourself, right? So you have this belief that the best society is people who rely on themselves, because that's the society that you wish to produce, correct? So the question is, and you need to ask yourself this question, and I make everyone who watches this video ask this question. If you believe that a person should be self-reliant, meaning that they should not depend on someone else, what exactly is the problem? What exactly is the problem? Okay, cool. Most people are alone, as this sentence said. And so what one might reasonably ask, aloneness is not loneliness. Well, he explains. Solitude is less solitary than ever. With all the calling, texting, emailing, work chatting, DMing, and posting, we are producing unprecedented terabytes of interpersonal communication. If Americans were happy about themselves, about their friends, about their country, then whining about parties of one would feel silly. This is true. Now, let me continue reading. For Americans in the 2020s, solitude, anxiety, and dissatisfaction seem to be rising in lockstep. Surveys show that Americans, and especially young Americans, have never been more anxious about their own lives or more depressed about the future of the country. Teenage depression and hopelessness are setting new annual records every year. The share of young people who say they have a close friend has plummeted. Americans have been so depressed about the state of the nation for so many consecutive years that by 2023, NBC pollster said we have never before seen this level of sustained pessimism in a 30-year plus history of the poll. Let me just explain something to you. When you tell people that they should be, by themselves, they're going to rely by themselves. But at the same token, people at the end of the day are social creatures. I'm a social creature. You're a social creature. Everyone who's a human being is a social animal. All right. So let's say you don't want to work all day. After you're done working, you don't just want to be by yourself. You want to go ahead and party. Are you a party of one? Or do you go to a club where a bunch of people are going and you have fun with them? When you wish to go to a mosque, you go to a church. Are you just one person? No, you have a bunch of people that are with you. Okay? Where exactly am I getting at? Here's the problem. Okay? No matter what situation you're in, you are interdependent, meaning you're still dependent. All right? Hence the word interdependent. You are still connected with other people. You still depend on other people. So, for example, you're growing up, you get told you need to become self-reliant. How do you become self-reliant? You graduate high school, you get tertiary education, so you go to college, university, or military, trade schools, whatnot, and you don't rely on your parents. But instead, you're supposed to rely on a job. So let's think about this. You don't rely on your parents, human beings. You rely on a job, which is a position that is given to you, funny enough, by who? Strangers. Because apparently, if your parents give you a job, you should be looked down upon. But if strangers give you a job, that's the best thing in the world. But now you rely on strangers to make you a living, right? Now you could come in and talk about how you went to college, you got a summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or just cum laude, period, and you worked hard to get your particular job. However, you are still dependent upon someone giving you a living. Now, let's say you don't work under somebody, right? Because, you believe that job means being just over broke. You don't believe in having a 9 to 5, etc. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Okay. Well, you still need to engage in trade and commerce, right? You still need to do sales, make a living for yourself, yada, yada, this, that, and a third. How do you do that? You do that through entrepreneurship, business. Now, guess what? You're not working under somebody, but now you're working for someone. Why? Because you work for other human beings to make a living for yourself. So when you got people like Elon Musk, okay, Elon Musk telling you that he doesn't care about, advertisers, etc., he's full of it. Okay? He's just full of it. Why? Because he's a CEO of a publicly owned company. Let me explain something to you. If a CEO keeps acting as though he's just an individual, or they're an individual, and disregard their investors, or they could get sued and have all their money just straight up taken from them, or just get fired by the board, whichever one it is. All right. Now, all of this happens. Okay. You're not reliant on anyone because apparently you're self-reliant. And now you're in this situation where you feel hopeless. You fail. Now what? You're done. You're finished. You don't have anyone to rely on because apparently you're self-reliant. So all the success you get is just yours. All the failures you get is yours. See, when it comes to economics and business, there is no such thing as you just being an individual, because you still need to make a living for yourself, which is economically in basically trade. All trade activity is collective activity. If I have to get money from you, I'm still dependent upon you. Now, I may not be dependent upon just solely you, right? Like if you just decide not to give me any money, I'm not going to go homeless, but I need someone or somebody to give me that money. Just like I need someone or somebody to give me the views. The biggest problems that are happening today is you got a lot of people who were raised with this, what I like to call pseudo work ethic, where all you do is show up and have a job given to you and just work all day by getting told what to do all day. That's not a real work ethic. And that is not what real self-reliance is. So that's all I gotta say. I hope you enjoyed the video. That's my commentary. And most importantly, you're trying to become economically empowered. You got to learn how to engage in trade, which is social, which is getting to know other people. That is all. Bye.